Okay, so today you're in for a special treat. We bought the Inspire 2. They announced it in November, and it's taken a while, a couple months to be exact, to get it out on the market. So we are beyond excited about it. I will be completely honest in the fact that I didn't realize it would be as much or so much money compared to the Inspire 1. Now there's big reason for why it was more expensive, but the Inspire 1, we do own the Inspire 1, was $3,000 for the setup that we bought, and we paid for this, so this was not paid by DJI, who makes the Inspire 2, but we were spending about $10,000 on the exact camera setup that we got. Now this is shooting RAW, and 5.2K is what that camera can do with memory cards or the cards that we bought. So I'm like stoked on that. And the quality from everything I saw looked comparable to our Red Weapon camera that is a $50,000 camera. Paying $10,000 and being able to fly that anywhere and get amazing shots, for me as a company, it's definitely worth it. If you're just starting out, personally, I would suggest getting the Phantom 4 Pro. I couldn't find the scissors, so I'm doing it caveman style, even though cavemen back in the day, they didn't even have screwdrivers. So what is in box number 1? My personal address, which we'll hide that right now. And this is the camera that we decided to go with. There's, I believe there's 2 different camera options. I wanted a camera that could shoot like RAW, be the best image possible, and could also do the best at slow motion. That's what this camera was capable of doing. And by the way, I'm doing an unboxing video right now. We don't typically do unboxing videos, but I'm so excited about this. I wanted to unbox it in front of you guys. I'm gonna give you like a comprehensive review on this product in the next couple of weeks. I wanna spend a couple weeks on it, or at least a week on it, to give you like an honest opinion and not make up a bunch of jargon right here, because I think you guys will actually respect that more. And here is the case. So majestic, and actually this looks like a legit case. And I'm actually seeing this all for the first time. So let's open this. And there is the beautiful camera. Okay, so opening box. It probably would be significantly easier with scissors. I got the Phantom 4 Pro 2, I think. Let's find out. It is here, so I will be giving you my honest opinion about this drone as well, which I'm super excited about. I actually kind of stayed away from flying drones because I was always afraid of them as far as crashing drones. So I had Tyson and Carter on our team kind of doing all that, and then a lot of times we'd also hire our friend CineChopper as well to be flying for us. They terrified me at first, but I started flying like little teen, like $100 drones. I got more competent or more confident in my skills. So I went out to Hawaii and I didn't have the whole crew with me, so I brought the Phantom 4 that we had, and I fell in love with it. I'm like, this is so much easier than I thought it would be to fly the drone. So I was like, okay, I gotta definitely get the Phantom 4 Pro. So that is this camera right here. When I was in Hawaii, I will cut to a couple shots right now that I was shooting with the Phantom 4, but I was like mind blown by the quality that that camera was producing, and this camera does even better quality. So I'm just excited about that. I'm gonna have pop up on screen right now. This camera also can do slow motion, so I'm really excited about that. 4K slow motion, which is like massive for people that do extreme sports stuff. So this can be a one-man drone operation. Box number 3. This should be the pride and joy. Now, when you're buying the Inspire 2, and I didn't realize this, and this is why it's so much more expensive, is that you're paying for the software is a big part of that cost, because it does shoot RAW and it uses certain codecs that you have to pay for licensing for. The memory cards too, because it can shoot RAW at 5.2K, those were very expensive as well. So that's where a lot of our money was going. And for this camera, for redundancy, and redundancy means increasing your chances of survival, or another drone not crashing is another way for what that means for drone pilots, is it takes 2 batteries, and the batteries were pretty spendy as well. So, wow, the Inspire 2, it says it right there. Good thing that wasn't the camera. Okay, I don't know what this box is. I'm just gonna rip it open. Nobody got time for that. It looks quite complex. The pattern on the back of the board is used for vision module calibration on Inspire 2. As products are carefully calibrated before shipping in normal conditions, it is only used when calibration parameters errors occur in this module. Not sure what this is. And it is a cord. Not too exciting. Now, because I ordered so many different things for this to have it functional, hopefully it all came in the mail, but I'm not positive if it did or not. So we're gonna find out together, because they might be back ordered on the batteries. Inspire 2. So this is the case. It looks very heavy duty, but at the same time it does feel light. But the Inspire 2 it's a beefy, strong camera for what it can actually produce. Time to open this. So there's 2 latches here, 2 latches here. This is for the most part a one-take wonder. So, oh, and there's 2 right here. So I'm guessing the whole thing is going to... I opened it the wrong way. The good thing is it didn't all fall apart. Okay. It's like defusing a bomb. Wow. Don't fall out, don't fall out. Actually, I opened it the wrong way. Guys, this is embarrassing. But I actually did open it the wrong way. I apologize, not as professional as I would have liked to be. This is the actual drone itself and the remote control. So this can be run, operated by a 2-man crew. I actually did buy 2 controllers. So the other one has not come yet, but hopefully it will come soon. But we can still operate just as a 1-man team. We also, the monitor, or the other controller we bought, it actually has a monitor on it, and it's supposed to be a lot brighter. But this right here, my friends, is the Inspire 2. Now it's supposed to go not significantly faster, but fairly faster than the last Inspire. And I am just blown away by the Inspire 1. So having a camera that can shoot RAW in quality comparable to the Red, especially for a drone, is like mind-blowing. And I'm just excited. Another big thing that the Inspire 1 did not have is this for the actual person flying the drone. Because you have the person flying the drone, and then you have the person flying the camera. This actually has a camera right here, where if I'm the one piloting the drone, I can see exactly where it's going. That's something that the Inspire 1 did not have, one of the functions. Also, it also has sensors on here, so it knows not to crash into people. So that's another like big thing that I don't have to worry as bad as far as running into an athlete. There's always still a chance, but I think that pretty much goes away significantly that it actually has that function. When I was filming with the Phantom 4 in Hawaii, I actually lost signal. I flew behind a mountain, and I'm like, this was my first time ever losing signal. It was like first time working with that. So I lost signal and I was like, okay, game over. But it actually started flying straight towards the mountain because it was trying to fly back home where I had taken off. And it had flown straight towards the mountain and it stopped like 5 feet in front of it. It was aware of that and then it flew right over the mountain and straight back to me. So this has that same kind of function. So if I lose this, it's not the end of the world because it's gonna fly back to daddy. Let's actually take a look at this stuff right here. So these are the batteries. We ordered 8 of them because we go through these super fast. But 2 of these batteries should last roughly 30 minutes, give or take, from what I remember. So that's why we bought so many of them to last. And when I was talking about redundancy, if one of these kind of dies, you still have another one to make sure you can land safely. And right here is another thing we bought where we can charge multiple batteries. I believe it's 4. We can charge 4 batteries at once. So another big deal for us when we're on set or on location or at a hotel. I can charge batteries and we can be flying out with the other batteries. The memory cards that this takes were very expensive. So for the cards that we bought the Gigas that they are the biggest gigabyte cards that they sell. I have that pop up on screen. Those are the ones we go with because we go through footage like you wouldn't believe it. Chris is like the guru of drone stuff and he's next door, so I called him in. Chris, can you share a couple facts as far as what makes these 2 different? What makes the Phantom 4 Pro different than the Phantom 4?
The Pro is really awesome. I think, just so you know, I think this is the biggest bang for your buck out of all the DJI offerings currently. Cool thing about this, it's got all the sensors all over the place, same as the Inspire 2. but the sensor in here is the same size as the old ones, but the bit rate is higher. So it's about double bit rate. You're about 100 megabits.
For people that aren't camera gurus, what does bitrate even mean? Why does it even matter to people like me or anyone else?
So bitrate is basically how much data you have and how much information you have in that video file. So a lower bit rate means that you're not going to be able to shoot at nighttime as well. You're going to see more grain.
It kind of makes the image look a little muddy, correct?
Yeah,
it's
muddy.
not as clear. Yeah. So you can tell like GoPro can shoot 4K, so can the Red, but the Red shoots at a much higher bit rate, so that's why the image looks better. It comes down to that. They could be the same resolution, but bitrate is like massive for actually how the image turns out.
Also, the plus, there's Phantom 4 Pro, which you just use your regular iPhone, iPad with. The Phantom 4 Pro Plus has a built-in monitor with it, so you don't have to use your iPhone or your iPad and worry about charging the batteries for that, which is totally awesome. So I just ordered one of these for myself, actually. That's how cool I think it is. So the new thing is kind of the front sensors. You've got the bottom sensors.
So you can't land on someone's head.
Oh, it's got one above. That's cool.
Okay.
So you can't hit the ceiling.
The Phantom 4 Pro though, it does have sensors everywhere but the back, correct?
I think so.
Yep, think so. So I'm sure someone will prove us wrong, but I'm 95% positive that that's true fact. Now the bitrate on this, if you're shooting RAW, how does this bitrate compare to that?
So this camera is still good, but this is like 3.9 or 2.9 gigabits.
So that's off the chart. So that's why we had to order, I mean, they're the only ones that make cards for this. This one takes its own cards that are very expensive, but they can actually handle all that data. But you're gonna get amazing images that look like they belong on Hollywood.
This does have all the bells and whistles though, man. Like this thing goes crazy fast. It's faster than the Inspire 1. The image quality raw is higher. A really cool feature I saw on this thing is, you know, on the Inspire 1, when you're looking down and you're panning,
yeah,
and it gets stuck, the whole entire drone automatically flips around.
That was one of the biggest problems. So does that also mean if you're going left, you can keep on going left and keep on going? Okay.
And it'll flip.
So that's game changer, because you'll see, you never see it in our edits, but we're getting like amazing shots, so we're moving the camera, and it can do a pretty much full 360, but then all of a sudden you can't move. So yeah, that's like massive. I didn't even know that, so I'm like stoked on that.
Another cool thing is just it's a lot more powerful. So the motors are a little bit bigger. Carbon fiber is a little bit more beefier. So one of the problems that I've had with the Inspire 1 RAW, because you're carrying quite a bit of weight. When you're flying at altitude and I'm at full throttle going up, I can only go like 2 miles an hour up. When I'm at like 10,000 feet,
yeah,
AGL or 8,000 feet, this thing is a lot more powerful, so it'll be able to take that.
And it actually has special propellers for high altitude, so we actually bought those. So I'm excited to kind of test those out, but they're made specifically for if you're like super high up in the air. We did find out that it does have an SD card slot right here, so I believe I can. There's a 16 gig card already in here. I believe we can actually start shooting, but it wouldn't be the raw high quality 5.2K. That way we need the big card. One other thing I think it's worth talking about is I mentioned the actual battery charger. I've had a couple minutes now to kind of play with this, but it's concealed like this, and I already have the battery hooked on here. But you push these buttons, they pop out. Everything is like super high tech, like mind-blowing high tech. And then the batteries, there's a little spot here. You can just slide the batteries right on. And then this right here opens up, lift that up. And the battery charger, I can hook this right here, start charging, and this will charge the actual remote. As I said, I'll give you an honest opinion on all of this, and because I bought this ourselves as a company, I can tell you exactly how I feel about the product. So it's gonna be an honest opinion, but I do love DJI. I am going to say that. They've changed the game for so many people and given so many jobs and opportunities and being able to tell stories in ways that have never been able to be told. So we're excited to test this technology and to push this technology and tell better and cooler stories. I would love to know in the comments what you would like us to test out with this and what you would like to know about it. So check out Chris's film school if you have any interest in aerial photography, videography, drone, anything. Check out Chris's stuff down below in the description. It'll be one of the top links that you'll see. But he's amazing, he knows what he's talking about, so that's why I just wanted to throw him in here just to kind of add a couple little facts about what we just did just a few minutes ago. Thanks so much for watching. Over and out.